Liftoff will start in T-minus 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have ignition.
It's time! 17 seconds from Game 7 or from championship number 6. Jordan, open, Chicago with the lead! Piper got a piece of it, it comes off. The Chicago Bulls have won their 6th NBA championship.
Tying run at second, 2 out. Palmero over the head of Jenks. Uribe charges, throws, out! And the White Sox have won the World Series.
To the far side around the 8-yard line to Hester. Under it and to the middle with the 15 to the 20. Breaks free to the 25 to the 30 to the outside. 40 midfield. 40 30 to the coast. 20 15 Hester 5. Oh! Touchdown!
Slowly toward Bryant. He will glove it toward Rizzo. It's in time. And the Chicago Cubs win the World Series.
There you go. Welcome to Shawn and Maya. What up, what up, what up? Welcome to Shawn and Maya in the morning. On this House Music Monday edition, I'm your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra. Thanks for tuning in. If you're watching us on Facebook Live, well, then I guess you found us on Facebook. And if you're not following us on Facebook, what? Come on, go to Facebook, type in Sports Zone Chicago, click the like button, and now you're following Sports Zone Chicago. Simple. But wait, there's more. Go to the show's page, go to Shawn and Maya in the morning, and like that page as well. So not only will you be following Sports Zone Chicago, but you'll also be following Shawn and Maya in the morning as well. If you're watching us on our YouTube channel, excellent. And if you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, for real, come on, go to YouTube, type in Sports Zone Chicago, click the subscribe button, but also click the notification button. That's the little bell right next to it, and that'll let you know anytime a show from Sports Zone Chicago is going live. Get it? Got it? Good. Now, if you're watching this on our mobile app, please don't tell me we didn't know we had a mobile app. Come on, baby. What is wrong with you? Hey, listen, come on, we got our own mobile app. So wherever you get your apps from, it doesn't matter where you get them from, whether it's iTunes or Google Play or Amazon or Walmart or Kmart or 7-Eleven, Zayre, Zemsky, Macy, Montgomery Ward, Woolworths, Weebles, Goldblatt's, Venture. Okay, it doesn't matter. You go there, you type in Sports Zone Chicago, you download it, you take us with you on the go. So not only do you get Shawn and Maya in the morning 3 days a week, not only do you get our other live shows throughout the week, not only are they archived there like they are on Facebook and YouTube, but I'll tell you what, we give you a slew, and I mean a slew of articles. Thanks to my man Clarence Council III. Big up to Clarence for keeping you abreast of all articles Chicago sports related. Now, if you're watching this on a Roku channel, I like that kind of party, baby. And if you don't know, you better ask somebody. Sports Zone Chicago, we have our own Roku channel. So if you have a Roku television in the house, do us a favor. Do us a solid, yeah? Do us a favor. Download Sports Zone Chicago's channel right to your television. Put it there next to Netflix, Apple, Prime, Hulu, Max, Disney Plus, Stars. Oh, they said Power Book 3 is coming out with Kanan toward the end of the year. So something like, damn, it's already October. Actually, you got 2.5 months. What do you mean? But anyway, I digress. Put us there. Download Sports Zone Chicago's channel. Put it there next to all the big boys. You can watch it on the big screen. Hell, run the big screen right, Mickey now. You can also tweet the show. You can tweet us at Sports Zone Shy. That's CHI at Sports Zone Shy. Now, if you want to follow me, just me personally online. You want to know what I did? Let me tell you what I did. I made it nice and easy for you folks. Nice and easy. One handle for Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok. All one handle at the Shawn Sierra. Listen, we have a phenomenal show, but I need you to get interactive. So whatever platform you're watching us on, whether it's Facebook, YouTube, or a mobile app, if you have a question or comment on that platform, it'll come up here in a thread. We'll put it up on the screen. We'll incorporate it into the show. And that, my peoples, is what makes this the best morning Chicago sports talk show around. And that's you. So bring them all, baby. Questions, comments, smart-ass remarks, because ain't nobody scared over here. I like The Rock said, baby, don't sing it. Just bring it. Let's see. The chat is jumping. Man, they are jumping like crazy this morning. I like it. I like it a lot. Black Diamond checking in. Top of the morning to you, Papa. How you doing, man? Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. Cornelius Squalls, what up, what up, what up? Sports donors. Hey, Caleb, ain't no shame in sliding. I don't know what that means, Cornelius. I don't know what that means. My man, Armando Emeterio, Lara Jr., my man Junior's in the house. What up? Jay Grizz checking in early. That's what I'm talking about. Jay Grizz. Jay Grizz. Brewhouse 7 back in the place. What's up, Papa? Good to see you back. Just like the prodigal son, he's returned. That's what I'm talking about. Let's see here. Michonne Walls in the house. What up on a House Music Monday, baby? You know it. You know, and you know this, man. Let's see what else. What else? Livette Lee's in the house. Thank you, Mama. She says, Happy House Music Monday, y'all. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, and then everybody else exchanging pleasantries in the chat. Listen, I don't know a lot, but I do know this. More of the usual suspects will chime in as the show goes on. That, my peoples, I can promise you. That I can promise you. Man, we got a great show for you at 9:30. That's why we got started early. We got started on time today. I like it. At 9:30, we have my man, Darnell Mayberry, who covers the Bulls for The Athletic. Ah, shish kebab. That's what we didn't do. Whoopsies. Whoopsies. Oh, goodness gracious, Great Falls of Fire. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, Darnell Mayberry's going to check in at 9:30. We're going to talk Bulls basketball as the Bulls kick off the regular season on Wednesday down in Nolens, the Big Easy. So Darnell Mayberry is going to join us today to give us a preview of that season opener. And then at 10 o'clock, my man Zack Pearson from BearReport.com, he's going to talk. We're going to have a discussion on the Bears. The Bears. I want to see get his thoughts on the Bears at the break. 4-2, currently occupying last place in the NFC North. However, it is nothing to sneeze or get too concerned about because this is the best division in football. The best. Reminds me of the old black and blue Norris division back in the day. Yeah. So we're going to talk to Zack Pearson. Jay Grizz remembers that, baby. The black and blue division. That's for sure. So we're going to talk to Zack Pearson at 10 o'clock. So, man, we have a lot. Oh, snap. My man Plank checking in. What up, Plank? Bear down, baby. Bear to freak down. Zack Pearson at 10 o'clock. Just FYI. Darnell Mayberry. He's talking Bears with us at 10. 9:30. We have Darnell Mayberry talking Bulls. Just kind of giving you a heads up, Papa. Great minds think alike. You know this. Yes. Well, listen, guys, let's get right to it, baby, because we got a lot to cover before Darnell comes on. So you know how we do the first segment of every show. It's called Top of the Morning.
It won't come just when you want it.
Top of the morning to you. Top of the morning to you. Top of the morning to you.
Let's go. Let's check it out. First top of the morning topic. Let's see which way we go. Where do we start? Let's talk a little football, baby. A little football. Just a little bit. We're gonna wiggle it. We're gonna wiggle it just a little bit. The Bears had a bye last night or yesterday. of this week in the NFL action, but the NFC North was in action yesterday in games that affected the Bears. One game, the Detroit Lions beat the Minnesota Vikings 31-29 on a 44-yard field goal by rookie kicker Jake Bates. If you don't know who Jake Bates is, they picked him up. He got his claim to fame, or he got noticed in the UFL, the Rocks League. He kicked, was it 4 60-yard field goals? Yes. He was playing for the Minnesota team. The Detroit team. And Detroit's like, we ain't letting him out of the state. So 31-29. Minnesota was one of the last 2 unbeaten teams going into that game. Detroit hands Minnesota its first loss. So Detroit sits atop, although they have the same record, 5-1. They sit atop the division due to beating Minnesota head-to-head. Wow. Detroit sits atop the NFC North with a 5-1 record, followed by Minnesota. The Green Bay Packers. Next half of the morning topic. The Green Bay Packers beat the Houston Texans 24-22 on a last-second field goal by Brandon McManus. Man, let me tell you something. Now, first of all, let's be honest. Houston was out with a lot of people. They're missing quite a few people, and it still took Green Bay down a last-second field goal to beat them. But they did beat them. Okay, they did beat them. Something we couldn't do, we should have done, but we were unable to seal the deal, to close it. Okay, so because of that, the next top of the morning topic is that the Bears are now in last place of the division in the NFC North. But it's nothing to be embarrassed about. 4-2. All right, we were tied with Green Bay, who was 4-2. They had a game this week. We did not. Okay, so they're 5-2. So this is literally what we're looking at. This right here. 5-1 Detroit Tigers. Or Lions or Tigers and Bears. Oh my. The Detroit sucks. I'm sorry, Lions. As you see, the Minnesota Vikings. Also 5-1, the Green Bay Packers 5-2. And our Bears 4-2. Tough. It's tough. But we're looking to get it back on our winning ways, man. And it's, we're going to talk to Zack Pearson at the top of the hour about this because, man, it's a tough division. The best, hands down, the best in football. Let's check the chat. King Book of World checking in. What's up, Papa? Thank you for tuning in. Plank said it felt like a victory Monday. Because Jay Grizz said, how's it feel waking up 4-2 after a bye week on a Monday? And that's when Plank said it felt like a victory Monday. Yeah, he was with the Michigan Panthers. Yep. That's who the kicker was. And they got him. They got him, and man, he's been doing it. He's been doing it. Man, who you telling, Jay Grizz? Man, man. I tell you, that is frustrating. Frustrating. But hey, it is what it is. We're going to go through them anyway. Moving on to the next top of the morning topic, the Bulls. Only the Bulls. Only the Bulls. The Bulls open up their season on Wednesday in Nolens in the Big Easy to play the Pelicans. Tip-off is at 7 o'clock p.m. Central. You can catch that game on Chicago Sports Net. Or, that's only if you have. That's if you don't have Comcast. You have another provider, AT&T, Uverse, or DirecTV. You can catch them on Chicago Sports Network. Or you can listen to them on their flagship station, 670 AM. We're going to talk to Darnell Mayberry at the bottom of the hour about them boys. The next top of the morning topic, the Blackhawks. Not the E-Blackhawks, not the electric Blackhawks, just the Blackhawks. There we go. Fix that. The Blackhawks host the Vancouver Canucks tomorrow at the United Center. Puck drop is at 7:15 p.m. local time. You can catch that game on Chicago Sports Network or listen to it on their flagship station, 7:20 a.m. Remember, the Blackhawks are in the midst of their 4-game homestand. They started a 4 off on the road. They had a 4-game road trip to start the season, and man, that seemed long. Man, did that seem long before they got back to the UC, but now they have 4 games at home, and they're right smack dab in the middle of it. Keeping it moving. The next top of the morning topic, the World Series is set, baby. World Series is set. Man. New York Yankees taking on the LA Dodgers in the Fall Classic. Game 1 is Friday in LA. I'll tell you what, this is the first time the Yankees have won the pennant since 1996. That's the last time they won the World Series, I want to say. Yeah. The Yankees are looking for this is their 41st pennant. All right. But they're looking for their 28th, World Series title. They won they last won did I see 97? I'm sorry. They last won in 09. The last time they won was 2009. Yeah, and it was a talked about a lot of these guys. Giancarlo Stanton was the ALCS MVP, but he said this is not the trophy we want. So he wanted the World Series trophy. And you got to remember, it's been since 09. So we're talking 15 years. None of these guys were around on the squad 15 years ago. And you look at it, and there's a thing about winning a world championship, a World Series. Let's say we're sticking with baseball. Okay, but to win it with an organization like the Yankees, a team that's won the most World Series, okay, the history that they have, to add your name to a list of people like Reggie Jackson, Mariano Rivera, Derek Jeter, okay, Yogi Berra, Babe Ruth, all those guys, Lou Gehrig. Add yourself to that list is amazing. Which is why, and they did back with Dak Diamond. I was tweaking. I was tweaking with 96. I don't know what. They won it in 09, yeah. But you always want to win. That's your ultimate goal, is to win the championship. Baseball, football, basketball, hockey, soccer. But just to do it with the storied franchise like the Yankees and be etched in forever. It's crazy. It's like, winning a Super Bowl with the Packers or Super Bowl with the Bears. You know what I mean? That's what I mean. It's like one of those storied franchises. And when people go to New York to the Yankees, that's what they expected for years. I'm so old. I remember when the Yankees sucked. way before Jeter got there. Before Jeter and Mariano got there. They sucked. They were horrible. Michelle Wallace says Dodgers, Yankees at it again in the World Series. Yes. Yes. Back in the day, long time. Many times they've met up in the World Series. DC, Derek Carter's in the house. What up, baby? Bear down. I appreciate you checking in with us. Jay Grizz said, I have not watched a pitch or a bat of baseball, basketball, or hockey. Only football. Call me crazy. Well, Jay Grizz, you are crazy, Papa. That's for sure. You are crazy. That's for sure. There's some other great stuff that's been going on in sports. Three pitches, 3 home runs. Mashawn, you're damn right. 3 pitches, 3 home runs for Reggie Jackson. That's where you got the name, Mr. October. First 3 pitches were all gone that he saw against the Dodgers. 78, was it? Jay Grizz is laughing emoji. King Book World says, I have an unhealthy hate of the Yankees. You and a lot of people, bro. You and a lot of people hate the evil empire. Hate it. Hated it. Man. I'm cool with it. I don't. My Uncle Dario, my cousins, Marlo, Charles, Ronnie, and Frankie, they're all Yankees fans. They're all Yankees fans because my Uncle Dario, I don't know why my Uncle Dario was a Yankee fan. My Uncle Dario was a Yankees and a Cubs fan. All my uncles were Cub fans. Why? I don't know. I guess Grandma let him eat paint chips as a kid. I don't know. Lead paint chips. But all my uncles were Cub fans. But my Uncle Dario's American League team was the Yankees. And man, he hated going to Wrigley, when to the South Side to Sox Park, but when the Yankees were here, he would go. It's the only time he would go. And then when interleague played and they started playing, man, I remember and my cousin Marlo, his daughter, and like I said, his kids, Dario Jr., Marlo, Chuck, Ronnie, Frankie, they're all Yankees fans too. He would take them, then once interleague play happened, man, it was so cool because then they could go see the Cubs play the Yankees up in Wrigley Field, which they saw a couple times. So, but yeah, I don't know why. Who here remembers the Reggie Bar? I do. So did you hear the Reggie Bar's back? And the Reggie Bar is back. So some guy, I forgot, I was reading the article. Google the article, Reggie Bar returns, or just, it went out of, so there's a guy who's I can't forget what the name of the candy company who owned the rights to it. Excuse me. They sold off all this candy, and this was part of it. And a guy got the rights to it, and it apparently didn't cost very much. And he reached out to Reggie and asked if he can still make the Reggie Bar. And he said, yeah, just make it, as long as you make it the way it was made before. So I think it's pretty much going to be made the same way as it was before. But the Reggie Bar's back out. Reggie Bar's back out, man. I did too, because I liked Reggie Jackson back in the day. Like you see someone, like he was flashy. I mean, he was great. He was amazing. Obviously that's the first thing that draws you to someone is them being a great player. Man, I mean, I got no beef with the Yankees. Jay Grizz said, I was born in the Bronx and raised in Chicago, but I root for my New York teams winning the World Series, but I'm a Cub fan at heart. Sorry to hear that, bro. Damn. Jay Grizz says, wasn't the Reggie Bar like a Baby Ruth or Payday? Yeah, something like, except it was like a turtle is what it was. If I What's it like? Let's see. Let's Google it. Let's Google it. Googly. Yeah, it was like a turtle. I'm gonna pull these up because some people don't remember. They sell them on Amazon. Shut the front door. Shut the front door. They sell them on Amazon. Dude, that's crazy. That is crazy. Go get your fix on Amazon, baby. Dude, that's awesome. For those of you who don't know what, and are too young to remember the Reggie bar. Dude, it was like I love players back then. You know, I'm a big sports guy, so it didn't matter if you're Chicago or not. Like I like stars. Like sorry, Cub fans, but I'm a Brewer fan. But especially once they moved into the National League, I really became a Brewer fan. I was a Brewer fan with Robin Yount, Paul Molitor, way back in the day, back in County Stadium, where the Brewer, old guy would slide into the beer. It started at the old stadium, at their old stadium. Man, this is the Reggie bar. Well, I guess that's the Reggie packaging, but yeah, dude, this is crazy. So it looks, it's like a turtle. And like I said, it just came back out, which I thought is dope. I thought that's dope. Because I'm definitely gonna look for it. Hell, I can go on Amazon and get it. So, but here's what it looks like. Like I said, like a turtle. I love it. But yeah, that's the Reggie bar. It's back, baby. It's back. Oh man. Hey Chris. I knew it was nutty. My man Mondo. My nephew Armandito. Well, no, actually, no, your son's Armandito. You're just Mondo. Just Mondo. Says Juan Soto, future Cub, speaking that into existence. Okay. I was always a Twix guy, and I loved whatchamacallits. I loved whatchamacallits. Just Mondo. Yeah. Yeah, whatchamacallits, but I loved chocolate as a kid. I loved candy. And we would go to 7-Eleven. I'm telling you, like we had growing up, this is what, and if you grew up in the next generation, like you didn't get it. Like we were outside all the time. I'm telling you, during the summer, man, it was crazy. 10 o'clock every morning, we'd be out. And guess what? My mom was such a son of a gun, boy. She was stuck, the warden. So my mom worked in the public school, so she had tons of public school friends. And my aunt, who lived with us, who passed away last year, worked at a grammar school. So when it was about summertime, my mom, and I was in like 5th grade, I would get 7th grade work. She'd have the teachers from my Thea school. It wasn't called copy or make copies of. Remember they had the printing machines. You could smell the ink, the whole thing back in the day. So she would print out. She would have a whole bunch of 7th grade work for me when I was in 5th grade. In 6th grade, and then my mom worked in a high school. So when I was going into 7th and 8th grade, she would get worksheets from the high school teachers. So I had to do, so before I can go out, we go out every day. We're out every morning. Because from 10 to 12, we had shade on the west side of St. Rita Grammar School. Sunrise is in the east, shades in the west. By noon, it was gone. But before 10 o'clock, I had to have about 4 or 5 worksheets done every day in the summer. The warden was not playing. So I'd have to get up early and do it. We'd go to 7-Eleven, though, right around noon, because, take a break. The sun's now occupying, and we get candy bars. All right, we get candy bars. We play video games. Yeah, so sometimes you'd get a whatchamacallit. Sometimes I get a Reggie bar. Sometimes I get a Twix, Reese's peanut butter cup. I love those. So yeah, it is taking us back to a childhood, Michon. It is. It was, yeah. Junior said when I was in the hospital, Patty brought me 2 whatchamacallits. I was so happy. Ain't it the little things that make me happy? No, she wasn't standing over me. She's just like, you know, you're not going out until it's done. She get the extension cord if it wasn't done. I never knew. I never found out because I always did it. I always wanted to go out. Jay Grizz, you went to White Hand. I go to 7-Eleven. That's hilarious. That's great stuff, man. That's great stuff. Taking a trip down memory lane. And listen, let's get a couple more. The next top of the morning topic, New York Liberty. Man, the New York Liberty, hats off to them. In their 28-year existence, they finally, they won a WNBA championship. So if you saw it, well, I don't know if you watched the game. Jay Grizz says he hasn't watched any basketball or hockey or baseball. If you saw, he I just lost my train of thought. Oh, Teresa Witherspoon was at the game because she played for the New York Liberty. Apparently, she missed a shot back in '99 or missed some free throws back in '99, and they could have won it. So, but they didn't. So this is the first title in 28 years. So that was crazy to watch. And you're right, Jay Grizz. Anytime I get confused, I'll just say because the Bears. Because the Bears. Oh man. Well, listen, let's take a quick break. And on the other side of the break, we're going to welcome our guy, Darnell Mayberry. I'm excited to talk about this Bulls team. All right. I'm excited to talk about this Bulls team. I don't expect to make a lot of noise, but it doesn't mean it can't be fun to watch. So we're going to join Darnell Mayberry on the other side of the break, so don't go anywhere, folks. Keep it locked right here. Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago.
Move it!
Many will hear the calling. Few will earn the title. United States Marine. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Hey, it's your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms. On Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel, you can find us at Sports Zone Chicago. And on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
How do you take care of your mind health?
For my mental health, I meditate in the mornings.
I have my dogs. They're the best.
I just find ways that help me just relax.
Finding things that make me happy, like being close to my family.
I meditate a lot and read books.
I have hobbies outside of the game. I'm able to switch off. I'm able to turn my brain off from the game of basketball.
Your mind health matters.
Your mind health matters.
We are looking.
Today was going to be a special day regardless of the outcome. Zoe back, man. Yeah. So, it's a blessing to be part of his journey. A lot of us being here through it all, and seeing the highs, the lows. So this was a hell of a night for him. He got the game ball, brothers. So, you know what I'm saying?
Just like Kobe said, I respect you more than anything, bro, because it's that you've been through. We love you, care about you. I'm glad to see you back.
Family on three, man. 1, 2, 3.
Welcome back to Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. Those clips courtesy of the Chicago Bulls. In the locker room behind after their game on Wednesday, when Zoe made his debut, and man, it was good to see. It was good to see. And I'm not saying he's going to lead us to a championship, all right? I'm not delusional. All I'm going to say is I'm extremely happy for that young man for coming back. 33 months he was out. 33 months. And he came back. He looked good. And I'm really, really happy for him. Hope he can make a difference, make us competitive, all right, and get us out of the play-in and into the playoffs. Let's avoid that, if they don't ship him out beforehand. But who knows what's going on with that organization? But anyway, my first guest today, I'm excited to have him on. He covers the Bulls for The Athletic. You can find him on Twitter at Darnell Mayberry. Guys, let's welcome back to Shawn and Maya, Darnell Mayberry. Darnell, what's up, Papa? Good morning. Thanks for joining us today.
Good morning, Shawn. How are you?
I am wonderful, man. Wonderful. Great workout this morning. Whew, I'm feeling good. My Bears are 4-2. Zoe's back. It's a lot of good stuff going on in Chicago sports. Just don't talk about my White Sox, because then I'm going to start crying. Other than that. So talk about it, man. Talk to me about your thoughts when you saw Zoe back on the court, hit his first three from the corner. Had to be a lot of sweaty eyes in there, because that's what my man went through was pretty crazy, and for him to come back is a big deal.
Yeah, Shawn, we've sat on this show and talked about it several times over the last 33 months.
Yeah,
and I know there's a lot of people who felt like Lonzo Ball would never be in this position, and just to see him out there, preseason or not, 15, 16 minutes per game or not. It's a minor miracle to think about a guy who's had a cartilage replacement in his knee, meniscus replacement in his knee. He's had arthroscopic surgery on that knee. He's had multiple surgeries on that same knee.
Steve Austin, $6 million man. Yeah. Actually, he's a lot more than $6 million a year, though.
A lot more. And so, just to see him back on the court, healthy, happy, contributing. I mean, it's not just like the Bulls did him a favor and this is some charity case.
Yeah,
he's actually out there contributing and helping this team with his shooting, his passing, his defense, his IQ, his leadership. He's doing a lot of things on the court, and he's in a lot of ways, Shawn, looking like the old Lonzo Ball And so I'm been really impressed with how good he looks so early in his return.
Me too, and that's funny you say that because I was like, he doesn't look like he's laboring or lumbering or favoring. He doesn't look that way at all. And man, I definitely was watching to see if he was going to favor it. Because sometimes as an athlete, especially when you come back from something crazy like that, a lot of times because you could be healthy, 100% healthy, but it's here that you gotta get right. You know what I mean? The mental aspect of coming back from such a horrific knee injury or knee situation, it wasn't just an injury, a knee situation is the most important, most difficult part. And I was like, man, I was saying he reminded me of kind of like the way Adrian Peterson, when he had the ACL and came back and led the league in rushing for 2,000 yards. I was really, really happy with the mental makeup of Lonzo because he wasn't, as I said, he went out there just like the old Lonzo, man. Stacey showed it on one of them. They got a rebound. He got to him. Boom. He didn't even dribble. Got it up. One dribble. And I forgot who he got it to. One dribble to the floor, to the rim for 2. I mean, remember the last time we saw him, we had the best record in the East. We went out. We had the best record in the East. So it was really good to see. And I really like the fact that he's back. You talk about his leadership. Talk to me about how his leadership can help now. Because now we're in a situation where we got guys who've kind of grown a little bit. All right, Kobe White's not so young anymore. He's 33 months more mature. In an NBA years, that's a long time, almost 3 years. All right, Zach's back. Zach's a little more mature. He's got a kid now. He's the pressures of fatherhood. P. Will's a little more mature. We got some of the guys that were here, but more mature. What can talk to me about what his leadership can do for this team moving forward?
Yeah, I think Lonzo mostly leads by example. He's not a very vocal guy. He's not very boisterous. He's not a very loud guy. Mm-hmm. But when you see him play, when you watch him and the effort that he gives, the skills, the talents that he has and brings to the table every night, if you're Kobe White, if you're even Josh Giddey, who they brought in Josh Giddey thinking he's going to be the point guard of the future, I'm not sure he's better than Lonzo Ball or Kobe White for that matter. But Lonzo Ball mentally understands things about the game that Kobe White, Josh Giddey, Patrick Williams, Julian Phillips, Dalen Terry, all of these guys can learn from and grow and become better players thanks to having Lonzo Ball right there next to him on the bench every night. The way he reads the game offensively and defensively, Shawn, there's no one else on the team that can do it as well as he does. And I just think having that level of skill as a resource for those young guys to tap into, that's incredibly valuable for them.
Yeah, I was a big fan of when they signed Ball. I mean, his ability to, the game is super slow for him. It's very slow for him. He sees things that are going to happen 2 steps before they happen. And that's what I love. When someone can understand the game to a point where it's very slow for them and they can make moves before a lot of other people can, man, that is high level, a high level, in this case, basketball IQ. And he's got a really, really high basketball IQ. And that's what I love about it. Like I said, we were number 1 in the East. It wasn't because we were the best team. He had us moving. He was taking advantage. He played great defense. He was hitting them threes. This guy, he's a big, big asset. What do you think about him moving forward, though? Because is this the last year of his contract with us? And if it is, you're going to let him walk. But, do you want to let him walk if he's able to play to anywhere near the ability he was able to play before he got injured?
Yeah, Lonzo has made it clear, and the Bulls. They've all made it clear that Lonzo is not just looking at this as a 1-year return. He wants to prolong his NBA career. And to do that, he's got to take it slow. He's got to be cautious and careful of how much pressure he's putting on his body. But again, he looks good, and the contract is going to be something to watch because the Bulls don't have a lot of flexibility moving forward. The cap going up does help them, but they're going to have to re-sign Kobe White and Ayo in the same year coming up here. They just gave Patrick Williams the new money. So how much money can you afford to give Lonzo Ball? And can he prove this season that he's worthy of a lucrative contract extension? So there's a lot of questions to play out moving forward. But Lonzo Ball says he's definitely interested in remaining in the NBA. So he's looking at the long term, not just the short term return.
Well, that's awesome, man. And I hope by hook or by crook, I hope there's some way he can stay with the Bulls because I really like what he's done. And guys, we're joined by Darnell Mayberry, who covers the Bulls for The Athletic, talking Bulls basketball here on Shawn and Maya in the morning. on Sports Zone Chicago. Well, my man's back. The $200 million man is back. Zach LaVine is back. Talk to me about what you've seen from him and what do you expect from him this season, and do you expect them to move him before the deadline?
I'd be surprised if they moved him before the deadline. I don't think the landscape is going to change that much between now and the deadline than it did this offseason when they shopped him aggressively and didn't like the offers that they received then. So, I think a team will have to be desperate or really feel like they have a legitimate shot at getting to the championship without giving up a lot, which that's the sticking point. It's hard for the Bulls to trade Zach to a place that he'd like to be, that a team that wants him and could use him, and a team that's going to give up enough assets to the Bulls to make it worth their while to get off of Zach LaVine. And so that's a lot that needs to come together to happen in order to make a deal materialize. But, Zach looked good in the preseason, and I expect him to look good in the regular season, playing next to Kobe White, Josh Giddey, and Lonzo Ball when he's healthy and out there available. So he's still a phenomenal scorer. The best shot creator that the Bulls have, the best perimeter shooter that the Bulls have. So he can help this team in a lot of ways. And he's one of the reasons I wrote earlier this summer, Shawn, that the Bulls haven't blown it up enough to get Cooper Flagg. I saw one of your commenters talk about Cooper Flagg. Zach LaVine might have something to say about that.
Well, you mentioned a couple of names right now, and that to me is the issue. There's a lot of guards here, man. We're talking Lonzo Ball, Zach, Ayo, Kobe, Josh Giddey. Man, that's half the team as your guards. I mean, where's you need some, I know you had an extended roster for the preseason, but man, a lot of them jokers aren't going to be here. They're going to be in the Windy City Bulls. Although I like the athleticism that those guys have, but most of them ain't going to be in a roster for the most part. What are they going to do with all these guards?
A lot of them aren't going to play. Like, Javon Carter, Dalen Terry, these guys aren't going to get on the floor without proving that they can be reliable, consistent performers night in and night out. And so you're going to look at Ayo, you're going to look at Giddey, Kobe White, and Zach LaVine. I mean, those are going to be your four guards. And, beyond that, it's going to be slim pickings for minutes. Whoever gets hurt, they're going to create opportunities. But, I think Kobe, Ayo, Zach, and Josh, those are your main four guards, unless I'm missing someone.
Giddey, Kobe, Ayo, LaVine, Ball. Well, Ball's only like 15, 20 minutes. And okay. All right. Well, where are we at with big guys, man? Because man, we still don't have a rim protector, not unless something happened in the last 20 minutes. Like we don't have a rim protector. We don't have we don't have a Bobby Portis. We don't have a who was that other dude that we got from Arkansas that
Daniel Gafford.
Daniel Gafford.
Yeah.
Give me some bug-eyed Bobby Portis or Daniel Gafford, someone who can run up and down the court, play some defense. Who do we have on this team that's gonna protect the rim? Because I know Vooch got a vert of like a sheet or two of paper. That's about it.
Yeah, they don't have much in the way of shot blocking or rim protection. You got Vooch. Jalen Smith offers a little bit of that. The rookie, Modest Buzelis, he's got a high IQ in terms of rotations, defensive positioning, help defense. He can rotate and help with some rim protection. But they don't have a lot.
6'10"?
He's got length. He's got length and athleticism, Shawn. The guy.
Yeah. Man, I see him. I saw him.
I called him the most athletic guy on the team. I said, you got Zach LaVine, a two-time slam dunk contest winner on there, and Julian Phillips is no slouch either athletically. So,
he was going at people in that preseason games, man. He was trying to hawk on everybody.
I'm intrigued by Modest Buzelis. He's not the rim protector. I know that was your question, but he can add a little bit. But I like a lot of his versatility, his ball handling, his attacking the rim, his defensive positioning, and just sort of rotating, and some of the shot blocking that he gives you in terms of his length and athleticism. But he's aggressive, and that's the one thing that everyone says about him. I mean, he's going to attack and keep attacking. And so to see that from a guy who just turned 20 years old, Shawn, we still talking about that with Patrick Williams, and he's in year 5.
I'm laughing because I don't want to cry. It is. man, when I saw that first game and he was about to hawk on somebody, and then the ball slipped out of his hand, and then he hawked on the Greek Freak. I was like, oh snap, you ain't playing. I mean, and then he had the little fade. He was on a pivot foot in the lane and little fadeaway jumper. I'm like, this dude, who immediately he reminded me of a more athletic version of was Lauri Markkanen. I was like, if this dude can hit the weight room like Lauri Markkanen did, come on, man. He'll post up. He'll take you out. This dude could be one of those newer, young, positionless players that we have that the NBA is going to, and he can be a stud. I was really, really impressed with him because he got a little edge to him. And I like it.
Yeah, he's got to learn how to shoot a little bit better. He's got to get better defensively on the ball. And he's got to get stronger, like you said. That's a great comparison to Lauri Markkanen, how he really bulked up and turned into like a male model during his time in Chicago. Like
a
man,
Nordic model
player. What are you trying to do here? So
the finisher.
Yeah. So if he can shoot, if Modest can develop his shot, sort of similar to Lauri. And Lauri, as you remember, he struggled at times here shooting the ball in Chicago. So
crazy that you got to develop players. That's crazy.
Yep. Young players need development. We're thinking the same thing. So I think he will develop, and the Bulls have done a good job of building out their player development staff and putting a lot more emphasis on that in recent years.
Yeah, they have. So Billy Donovan, what type of team do you think Billy Donovan's going to have this year? Because again, we don't have rim protection. So is it going to be like a run? Is it going to be a shootout that I don't know if we can win? Is that what it's going to look like? Because we don't have much. I mean, we just traded away Alex Caruso, who was the heart and soul of the defense and getting everybody around. But we do have, some athleticism, some younger guys who could help. But like, what is this? What do you expect from this team? Is it going to be just an athletic team, who gives up a lot of points and loses, or what are we looking forward to this year?
Sounds like you got the right idea, John.
Okay.
a shootout that they can't win. An athletic team that's fun that won't win a lot. But that's okay, I think, if they're building the right habits.
Right. Yes.
Taking proper steps. Ayo Dosunmu's taking another step. Julian Phillips, Dalen Terry, Modest Buzelis, all of these young guys that they have brought in, Patrick Williams, Josh Giddey, these guys need to develop. If the Bulls are establishing a style of play, building their identity, figuring out how to establish a home court dominance, all of these things are happening this season. Yeah, maybe they win 30, 35 games. But if they're establishing good habits and a culture for this organization to move forward with, then I think that's going to be a very successful season, even if the one-loss record doesn't reflect it.
Is Billy the guy to get him to do that, to play that way?
I think so. I think actually this is one of his best rosters in terms of what he brings to the table. I think it fits him the best because it is a younger roster. You don't have to worry about the veterans like too many Levines and Vucevic and DeMar DeRozans and Alex Caruso's. Like those guys coach themselves. Right. Billy can now use his voice on these younger guys in a way that he hasn't been able to in the last 3 years with a lot more veterans.
I agree with you on that younger team, younger player stick. I really think he's much better suited for a lot younger players, and I want to see their athleticism. I mean, how long we want him to get younger and more athletic, as they say, but now we finally got it, and thank goodness that it is it's there. What about Vooch? Vooch is man, he's a polarizing character, kind of like Levine. Whole bunch of fans didn't want that dude back. He's back. What is he going to provide us, and where his and remind us of his liabilities? Not all of them, because we only got a little bit of time left. Remind me of some of his liabilities.
Yeah, Vooch is solid, man. I mean, I think he's just kind of trying to help out the younger players, do what he can to help this team remain competitive. But he's another guy, just like Zach, who thought he was going to be traded after Alex Caruso and DeMar DeRozan were traded. And so the fact that he's back, and not only back, but the only true center on the roster, he's going to have a lot of responsibility this season in terms of being relied upon up front to kind of keep things in order. And the Bulls are trying to alter their style of play to try to protect the three-point line a little bit more, putting Vooch in different defensive coverages. So I'm curious to see how that looks for him. They're going to rely on him a lot for rebounding, that interior resistance that you talked about earlier. So Vooch has a lot of responsibility for a guy who wasn't even really supposed to be here this season. So it's going to be interesting how that plays out.
Yeah, and Arturas Karnisovas, and what's his status? I mean, because this is his construction. These are the players he got. These are the players he acquired, draft, or trade, whatever, or sign in free agency. These are the players he's got, and he still doesn't have a rim protector. He still doesn't have a shot blocker. He still doesn't have anybody back there. We still don't have any 6'8", 6'9", 3-and-D guys or you know what I mean? Anything like that. We don't have those. How secure is his job, or is his job safe because as long as they sell out the UC?
Yeah, I want to say he's safe for now. I don't think it's the slam dunk that some fans might think that it is, but I do believe that he's still safe. The Bulls want to build a winner, and if they are a long way from contention and they're trying to reset this thing and continue to miss the playoffs, I think you will see some heat. But right now, I think it is too early to think that his seat is warming up.
Can they make the playoffs?
Sure, they can.
No, I didn't say they're going to go anywhere. I didn't say they're going to do anything in the playoffs. Just can they make it? Because they like to walk around and say we were a playoff team last year. We're a playoff team. That's why I'm asking. Can they sidestep the play in and get into the playoffs without having to do that extra step?
I think you're pushing it now, Shawn. I think if they get in, they're going to have to claw and scratch from play-in tournament for the third straight year. But yeah, I do think that this team has more potential than most people are giving it. They've got talent. Lonzo Ball coming back helps a bunch.
Yeah, it does.
Zach LaVine being healthy helps a ton. Nikola Vucevic still being on this roster. And then you've got some young guys who have a lot to prove. Kobe White is not going to go out there and saying, oh, we're not good. People don't think we're good, so we're just going to lose. Josh Giddey is the same mindset. You've got guys who are competitive and are going to go out there and play their hearts out to try to win every night. And so I wouldn't be surprised if they made the play-in tournament. I would be surprised if they make the playoffs.
Two more questions before we let you go. And, I always appreciate, your time when you're free for us, because I love talking hoops with you, man. Josh Giddey, rumor has it. What do you think they're going to do with him? He's got a contract. He's looking for a contract extension. What do you think they do with him? I mean, they're not just going to stay and just acquire him just to keep him for a year, did they? Or, especially with Lonzo Ball back, or what do you think the situation was Giddey?
I think two things are likely to happen. One, they sign him as a restricted free agent or just before restricted free agency, like they did with Patrick Williams this summer, or they sign and trade him next summer like they did with Larry Markkinen a few years ago. And so maybe they did just want to extend the life of the asset, which was Alex Caruso, by getting a young player who they feel like has all-star potential. If it works out, great, you can sign him. There are reports that he wants upwards of $30 million per year. I don't think he's proven himself worthy of that just yet. And so if this season plays out to where Josh Giddey shows that he is not worthy of that, then the Bulls have another option and another direction that they can go in. But then who else is going to want to take him and sign him at that number is the big question.
Yeah, that's the one. He's got him and his people got to figure it out, because I don't think there'll be too many people who are going to be interested in signing him for that kind of number. Then lastly, before we let you go, I want to talk to you about your shirt. Talk about your shirt, man. Your financial literacy stuff that you're running with your daughter.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Shawn. It's moneytalks101.substack.com. It's a personal.
I saved it in my banners, baby. I saved it.
I appreciate that. Yeah, man, we're growing. So we're in 38, I think last I looked, 38 states and 35 countries. And so we're helping people learn to be smarter about money. And I'm starting with my 10-year-old daughter, Parker, investing for her, putting away money for her so that she will be a wealthy woman someday. And it starts now. And so it's never
take care of daddy.
It's never too early. So if anyone is interested in learning how to be smart with money, that's what we're writing about twice a week over at Money Talks.
Dude, that's awesome, man. I love that. The first time you said it, I fell in love with that idea. That's great, man. I'm so happy for you, happy for her. That's gonna be dope when you're old and gray. And I was gonna say bald, but you're bald already, like me.
And I'm getting gray, Shawn. It's coming.
Why do you think I shave? Why do you think I shave 3 times a week, dog? You know what? You don't need to see all the white hairs over here. You don't need to see all that.
Hey, I'm gonna embrace mine. I'm gonna let it happen. Whatever happens, I'm gonna let it happen.
Hey, that's good stuff, man. Hey, Darnell, thanks a lot, man. I appreciate it. Do me a favor, let everybody know where they can find you and your work online.
I'm at theathletic.com. You can find all my NBA and Bulls coverage there. And I'm at moneytalks101.substack.com. That's where my personal finance content is.
moneytalks101.substack.com. There it is right on the screen, folks. Hey, great stuff, man. I'll be in touch soon. I'm actually going, we got a game like the 11th. My buddy put together a little outing, so I'm gonna be at the Bulls game. I forgot who they're playing, but I'm excited. I'm excited to see this team. You know, maybe not win, but I want to see some young athletic dudes running, dunking. You know what I mean? That's what I'm talking about, man. Give me some excitement. Give me an experience.
I think it'll be fun inside the United Center this season. Not gonna win a lot, but I think there's gonna be fun this season.
Cool, man. Thanks a lot. We'll talk soon. Thank you.
All right. Take care, Shawn.
All righty. Guys, that's Darnell Mayberry from The Athletic talking Bulls basketball with your boy. We're gonna go to break because on the other side of the break, we're gonna talk a little football, baby. The Bears were on a bye, but that didn't stop the rest of the NFC North from doing their thing because that was, man, this division, hands down. This is the old black and blue division, boy, because they are not playing, baby. They are not playing. We're going to talk to our guy, Zack Pearson, on the other side of the break. Quick break. So don't go anywhere, folks. Keep it locked right here. Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago.
Hey, it's your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel. You can find us at Sports Zone Chicago, and on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
Time out. How are you feeling right now? Happy? Excited? Angry? Overwhelmed? One of the best things you can do for your mind health is to name what you're feeling. It can sharpen your awareness and help you talk about your feelings with someone you trust. Here are 3 questions to ask yourself. Where are your thoughts right now? In the past, the present, the future? Do you notice any sensations in your body? Is your heart beating fast? Is there a flutter in your stomach? Or are you fully relaxed? What do you need right now? Time with others? Time to yourself? Remember, there's power in this awareness. So find ways to identify what you're feeling today.
Hi, guys. Hey. Hi, Megan. Hey, Jessica. Megan, you're a tramp. Ryan Fitch told me you guys made out. Everybody knows. He said your breath smells like garbage. And he almost puked. He says you're the most desperate girl he knows, besides your mom. How many boyfriends does she have anyway? Lots? Your makeup makes you look like a clown. That zit is huge, zit face.
Into the second quarter. There's Swift cutting back. And there's a first down run for Swift. Gain of 11. Williams keeps it. And gets himself a first down. Williams, that's Rashawn Johnson. He takes it for a first down and more. Rashawn Johnson. Fakes to Allen, fakes to Swift, and there's Komet. Cole Komet. Touchdown. 31 yards.
Welcome back to Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. Those clips courtesy of the NFL Network. Those are the Bears, baby. The Bears across the pond. Laying a smackdown on that candy ass, and I loved it. I loved it at 8 o'clock in the morning. I had some steak and eggs at my guy's spot. Had a few drinks afterwards. Man, I can do those 8:30 in the morning games, because then you're done. You're done with your obligation by noon. So if you want to drink, you can drink. You can day drink. I'm liking those 8:30 games. You might want to petition NFL for more 8:30 games for the Bears, but I digress. My next guest is a good friend of the program. Man, he covers the Bears for BearReport.com. You've seen him on this show quite a few times. You can find him on Twitter at Zack_Pearson. Guys, let's welcome back to Shawn and Maya, Zack Pearson. Zack, what's up, Papa? Good morning.
Hey, man, I agree. Those 8 a.m., 8:30 a.m. games,
man,
those aren't as bad as what I thought. Because, you have pretty much the rest of the day to do whatever you want. So that was kind of nice. My work was all done by 2, 3, and I got to relax a little bit. And
if the wife wants to do anything, you could do it with that. You know what I mean? Significant other.
Exactly. It's like, I know a lot of Bears fans love the noon games, but man, I like those 8 early ones. I like the prime time. I like the 3 o'clock because you get most of your day back. All those.
So were you able to get out to London, or were you not? Able to
go? I didn't go this time. I went last time, and it was fun. It was a blast.
19?
Yeah, it was 19. Other than I'm losing, but it was a good time. I recommend if they ever go overseas again, if anyone can go, I recommend going. I'm definitely going to go next time. But yeah, it's a great time. There's a lot of Bears fans out there. A lot of Bears fans travel. It's a blast.
Dude, I saw the one pub that they made, the Bears pub. Dude, first of all, it was packed beyond belief, and then there was a line. I thought it was a club. I thought it was transit back in the day, man, over on Lake Street down in West Town. I'm like, damn, that's crazy. All the people that were there and just waiting outside, just trying to get in. Dude, it's got to be awesome. I would love to do that the next time they travel. And that'd be great when because they're expanding into Spain, the NFL. So let's go to Barcelona with a Spaniard.
Yeah, that's the rumors. Eventually they'll get over there. I don't know anything, but I imagine within the next 3 to 4 years they'll be somewhere overseas. I can't. It feels like the NFL is just pushing more and more international games. So it wouldn't shock me to see the Bears, London, Spain, maybe Germany.
Maybe go back down to Brazil like the Fudge Packers were.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see where they go next.
I'd definitely be down for Brazil.
Yeah, that'd be a good time. Yeah, it kind of seems like I don't know. Do they have like a Mexico City game anymore? It feels like they don't have.
Yeah, because
I don't know.
There was talk about trying to move a team to Mexico City. I don't really think that they're gonna do that. It's just I think they're gonna stay in states. Like people talk about, having a team in London. Like I think the travel would just be too crazy.
Yeah,
So
yeah, it's too much.
King Booker World Transit, man, up on Lake Street, right underneath the tracks, baby, right underneath the tracks. So talk to me. We got to buy, man. I was happy. We got the week off. I got to sleep in. I got to watch football. I didn't have a dog in the fight, although I did want the Houston Texans to win. Rat bastards. So talk to me at this stage of the game. We're 4-2. Unfortunately, you see in the back, well, maybe you can see the back of the background there. We're 4-2. We're in last place in the division, but it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing at all. All right. Give me your assessment of the team as a whole so far before we start getting individual players.
Yeah, 4-2 coming out of the bye week. I think a lot of people would take it. I think looking at the Colts game, that's one you're going to want back.
Yes, we do, Doctor.
But it also kind of sparked something in them. Yeah, it was the Rams, it was the Jaguars and the Panthers, but you're supposed to beat these teams, and that's one thing I was impressed with was when's the last time we've seen the Bears take care of games they're supposed to take care of? You know what I mean? Like even as early as last year, they should have destroyed the Denver Broncos, and they had a big lead and gave it up and couldn't finish.
3 games last year.
Yeah, Detroit, things like that. So yeah, I'm fine with where they're at. I think that they're fine with where they're at. Obviously, they would love to have that Colts one back. They probably would have loved to have that Texans one back after seeing what's kind of going on with Houston. They're a funny team. They probably should have lost the Bills. They were close to being. They probably should have beat the Packers. Honestly, if DeMeco Ryans knew what the heck to do with the clock, that was one of the worst management things. Well, on both sides. I don't get on third down You're running the ball twice. Third down, you're throwing it short of 4 yards short with the sticks. At least throw it in the end zone. You don't make them burn a timeout. So you give them a minute 40 to go down the field and kick a field goal, and they're just letting the clock go. And I don't know. It was not a good one, but yeah, I'm kind of happy with where the Bears are at right now at 4-2, and I think they're getting better. They're building momentum. Here's the thing, though. After the Commanders, after the Cardinals, after the Patriots, it gets pretty tough. But you want those last six. You want six, divisional games near the end because you could kind of almost control your own destiny in a way by winning those.
Yeah, you really can. Not almost, you really can. And the thing I liked about it, and I said it, I've been saying it all before the season started. The NFL did the Bears a solid for all my Seinfeld fans. They did us a solid. All right. We were able to draft Caleb. All right. He had exposure to the to Sam Waldron's playbook. All right. We had early practices.
Yep.
Okay, because of the Hall of Fame game. I think where the Bears screwed up is they didn't play him enough in the preseason. I was a stickler. I was like, play him in the preseason Hall of Fame. No. I'm like, all right. I'm like, they're giving you a gift. I think they're giving you a gift. Extra early practice is an extra game, and reps are reps. But then no, okay, fine. And then the schedule to me was there's not a lot of teams, although Washington was one of those teams I thought would be weaker.
Yeah.
Right. There are not a lot of teams that were able to exploit us in these first 9 games, 10 weeks. There's not a lot. There weren't a lot. I thought Houston might have been one, and we had them. It was a 1-score game. Maybe the Rams, just because Sean McVay is a genius. But I'm like, this is really good. While we're trying to get our offense on solid ground and continuity and chemistry and all that stuff, these 9 games, after that, we got to be rolling on all cylinders. And it's looking like it's starting to get that way the last couple games, and we need to take advantage of it because I'm ready to see Green Bay at home. And because, man, Green Bay look good. They look good. I mean, the thing that sucked about them is I really like the way those jerseys look. I want us to have the all white, the polo thing, man. Man, stupid Green Bay. I was pissed. But anyway.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. Like, you get Caleb seasoned. He's going through some of these games. He did face what I still think it's a solid Texans defense.
Yeah.
The Titans defense going into this week was number 1 in the NFL in terms of yards allowed, I believe. And I think points per game, they were up there too. So he's faced some solid defenses, some good defense. He's faced some really bad defenses, and no one should apologize for that. He's played really well. So, yeah, I mean, Washington, we'll see. That game totally changes if Jane Daniels can't play.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's I still think the Bears could win even if Daniels plays. But if he doesn't play, there's no excuse. I mean, you got to win that game. He's what makes that team go.
They're in a bad spot too, though, bro, because Jonathan Allen just went out, and if you're not going to be able to rush his passer, I mean,
then you're
that offensive line is gone. Our defensive line is gone from last year.
Yeah, Marcus Mariota doesn't really scare me.
No, he doesn't.
No, I mean, he's not Jaden Daniels. I mean, we saw watching that game yesterday. The first play from scrimmage from him, he ripped off like a 57-yard run or something crazy like that. But yeah, Mariota shouldn't scare you. But yeah, I mean, these three, the Cardinals are kind of a weird team. That one on the road is a little, it's kind of, they're just a weird team for me. And then should beat the Patriots. I think may look good, but like their team looks awful around him. So yeah, we'll see. Getting into that final 8, where the Bears at 4-2, should be 6-3 a minimum, I'd say. I mean, that should be the minimum for the Bears.
Yeah, so I'm thinking 7-2 coming out of 9 games. I said 8-1. I was like, I even mentioned 9-0. I'm like, but they're going to lose somewhere along the way. Yeah. I was thinking maybe the Houston game, but I'm like 7-2. I'm like, I said 8-1 is possible. 7-2 is really realistic. Like, and I said the worst they can do is 6-3. The worst.
Yeah.
When I went through that first thing, I'm like, I said I can't find a third loss in here somewhere. And if they can hold true, man, you go into those last 8 games. If you split those last 8 games, man, you're 11-5. I'm 11-6. That's getting you in the playoffs somehow, some way, somewhere. And we might. What are your thoughts of maybe having 3, maybe 4 teams? I don't know. There's never been a scenario where all 4 teams in the division have gotten. There's been 3. But there's never been, because that was the NFC East. So last year, 2 years ago.
Yeah, I think 4 got close one year. Might have been the NFC East. I can't remember. I was looking it up actually. Maybe the NFC East got really close one year where all 4 almost got in, but I think it was 3. Man, I don't know. That's hard to get 4. But like you also have to, you kind of have to pay attention to the games like tonight, like Tampa Bay. Do they win against Baltimore? Like the Falcons are going to hang around, in my opinion. The Bucks are going to be there. Out west, that's kind of, what does San Francisco become? Seattle, what are they going to be? But I mean, it's shaping up. The NFC North is really good. And I think they're going to get 3. I think it's going to be 3, and then the fourth is going to have a winning record or be, just under 500. I don't know if they'll get 4 in, but man, it's going to be fun watching them at the end because like you still have, Green Bay still got to go to Minnesota. I think Green Bay's got to play Detroit twice. Chicago's got to play all of them twice. 6 times, twice each. The Vikings and Lions still have another game. This one in Detroit, so it's going to be interesting near the end. I still think the Lions are going to win the division. I think Green Bay is going to finish second. I think it's going to be the Bears and the Vikings. I think the Vikings defense is really good. Like Brian Flores is just got
stud.
He's got teams in hell almost every week, and it's impressive. But can you trust Sam Darnold to keep this up every single week? It's tough, but yeah, I don't know. Honestly, the Bears finished last at 8-9 or 9-8. It wouldn't shock me. The Vikings were there. It wouldn't shock me. If the Bears won 11 games, it wouldn't shock me. But yeah, I think, you at least need a split of that division going towards the end.
Yeah. So let's talk about the 800-pound gorilla in the room, Caleb Williams. All right. Give me your assessment of him after his first 6 games.
Impressive. I think we saw against Tennessee kind of struggled a little bit. He says he doesn't get nervous or anything like that, but
you got nervous, homie.
Yeah, he got nervous.
You got nervous, homie.
And that's fine to say. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Like I said, going back to that Indianapolis game, ever since that game where he threw those 2 interceptions and, he threw the really bad one, what I've noticed is he acknowledges them. He knows where he messed up. He'll tell you exactly where he messed up, and it doesn't seem to happen again, like, anything similar. I mean, look at the London game. That was a big thing. How was he going to respond? That was a ball where 3rd and 1, beautiful play design. DJ Moore wide open, should have been a touchdown. Puts a little too much air under it, picked off. It's a short, shorter than where it should have been. And I'm like, okay, let's see how he responds. Is it gonna crumble or what's gonna happen? And what happened? Touchdown. And they were in complete control. So to me, that's the mental makeup is really impressive to me because I think in the past we'd see these mistakes. You'd see Justin in the 4th quarter, he'd fumble, then be an interception, take a sack. You see with Mitch, kind of the same thing. He'd miss an open guy and he'd miss other open guys. Even going back to Cutler, the mistakes would kind of just pile up. So
sure, just kick a man while he's dead and gets arrested for DUI and gun possession. Way to go, Zach.
Totally forgot about that. That's his own fault. But no, I mean it's the mental makeup is there. He is. Yeah, there he is. The mental makeup's probably not there for him right now, but for Caleb, it's totally there. And that's the most impressive thing. I think we all kind of knew the arm talent was going to be there and the ability to make these throws, but seeing how he responds to the NFL and how fast the game is to college is impressive. And even his scrambling has been good. I mean, he's not going to roll off 60-yard runs like Justin was, but man, his pocket presence, keeping the play alive, that's been fantastic in my opinion.
Yeah, first couple of weeks he looked deer in headlight-ish.
Looked like a rookie.
Right? Yeah, and you could see he had happy feet. And after that, he settled down. But also what happened is they started running the goddamn ball more.
Yeah.
There's a crazy idea. What do you think happened with that offensive line? Because for all intents and purposes, I mean, it was just taking out Nasty Nate and putting in Pryor? Is that really all that did it? Because that's literally all they did. And now they're running the ball down people's throats, right in their mouths. Yeah,
well, here's the thing. When you get – and I said this, when they were going into that – the Rams game was first, I think. Yeah. They had 3 of the worst run defenses. And I said, if they cannot run the ball against these 3 run defenses, something is
Indy was horrible. They were giving up 250-something yards a game.
Indy too. Yeah, Indy too. And they struggle against Indy. And what I was saying was I told someone who covers the team, I told him, I said, all they need is just one game. Just you get the ground game going, one game, that's going to help the offensive line. You could tell by talking to the offensive line, they're kind of like down, like, yeah, man, we need to get the run. We need to be better, first off, the blocking. But once we get that that one game, man, it's going to kind of take off. And guess what happened? DeAndre Swift kind of had that one game, against the Rams. Roschon Johnson kind of got going. The offensive line played well. They made a change. Nate Davis was battling an injury, they said, and then when he was healthy, wasn't the next man in, which was interesting. But yeah, I mean, they're running the ball. They're blocking well. I mean, I think the offensive line and run game, works with one there, and they've been really good the past couple of weeks. And I think they're kind of seeing, okay, we can do this. We can continue this, and we're going to be better on offense, and that's kind of how it goes.
And I like the fact that they're using Doug Kramer in the backfield.
Yeah, yep, about time.
Remember, I was calling for that last year.
Yeah, it's about. I mean, it makes sense. And nothing against Kari Blossing game, but you get that offensive lineman going downhill at full speed. It's
300 pounds is 300 pounds, dude.
Yeah, it's tough.
And you know what it does for me is it sets an identity. It sets a tone.
Yeah,
it's like you know what's happening. You know what's about to go down. Stop it if you can.
Yeah.
If you can. It's tough to when you get a 300-pound guard with a head start, man. That's tough. I don't give a damn if you're 270 pounds. Like, you don't have the same start because you got to deal with the offensive lineman in front of you, get rid of them, or if and then deal with 300-pound guy with a head start. Or if you're a linebacker at 240, because they ain't 250, 260 anymore.
Yeah,
at 240, filling a hole, you got a snowball's chance in hell of dealing with a dude like that. A 300-pounder with a head start. It sets a tone, and I like it. It sets a tone of nastiness. It sets a tone of doing whatever's necessary to get that 1 yard and move the sticks.
Yep.
And it permeates throughout the rest through the offensive line, but also throughout the rest of the team. And that's what I really like. Give me your assessment of Shane Waldron, because I was pissed at him early. He made me look like an idiot because I've been calling him the best acquisition this offseason. Whether you kept Justin or whether you drafted Caleb, he was going to be the most important guy developing that quarterback. And initially, maybe he was just he was feeling out, it's a learning process for him too. It's new players, new talent. But give me your assessment of Shane Waldron after these first 6 games.
Yeah, it's positive. I was one of the people that was a little worried when the first couple games.
I was mad as hell.
Yeah, I mean, the first couple games, you're like, what is going on? It kind of feels like the same old issue. I thought it was, oh man, here we go, same old Bears. They can't really figure out their strengths. They can't really figure out how to, out scheme another opponent, which has been a struggle for this franchise for a while. But man, he's been really good. I mean, he's getting DeAndre Swift involved. And I think DeAndre Swift is the key to unlocking a lot of this offense.
Yes.
And Shane Waldron sees that. I mean, that play call they had against the Jaguars in London, man, the double fake reverse pump, Cole Kmet wide open over the middle. That was a beauty. I mean, even the third down one, the third and one that we talked about was interception. You could kind of live with it. It was a great play call
because he was open.
He was open. It was designed well. So yeah, I'm impressed with Shane Waldron. I think he's really starting to settle in. I think he's kind of found a little recipe to success. And we'll have to see if he continues it up. We'll be happy, but you got to do it for a full season, and you got to do it against. I hate to say this because you play who's on your schedule, but we got to see this against good teams too.
Better defenses, yeah,
better defenses.
Hey guys, we're joined by Zack Pearson, who covers the Bears for BearReport.com, talking Bears football here on Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. How much do you think Eberflus's foot to his ass had anything to do with it? Do you think Eberflus says, "Hey, dude, my job's on the line here. You need to pick this shit up"? Because I think Eberflus saw that, and I don't know.
I'm sure, I'm sure they talked or, something, they meet all the time with coaches. I think the players talking to Shane and giving some input was very important. Not, having those veterans in that room, Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, even Cole Kmet. You have guys like that.
Mercedes Lewis
who can speak up, DeAndre Swift even, and they can say here, so we got to do this, our strengths, our weakness, and not just bring him total criticism, but also kind of build him up and, so this is what you're doing good. This is what we need to do.
Not necessarily criticize. Critique,
exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. I think that helped as well. And we're kind of seeing that now over the past couple games.
Were you really surprised that they didn't have a set first 15? I know he said he had some starters and he kind of picked the play, but most teams have their first 15 scripted. Play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, all the way to 15. And you just pick it up if it's 3 and out. Okay, cool. You pick up a play 4 the next series. Were you really surprised that they didn't have that? And you think how much of an issue do you think that was for them starting off slow?
A little bit surprised. I think almost most teams have that. I wouldn't be shocked if other teams didn't have that. I think, the NFL is just totally changing. You have to adapt to the new, quote unquote trend. Maybe it slowed them down a little bit. But I mean, it's kind of hard to tell. I mean, look, even against Jacksonville, like their first 2 drives were 3 and outs.
True.
Against Carolina, first drive was 3 and out. I think against the Rams, 3 and out. I don't think they've scored on their first drive all year. Maybe they got down against no, they didn't score against Indy first drive. So yeah, no, I don't think they've scored their first drive all year. So I mean, it's hard to say it's not played a factor, but because we're so used to it. A lot of teams do it where you have that's what you work on. You go through it, your Friday, Saturday, all week. You rep it in the hotel room when you're on the road, or getting ready for the game. You walk through it. So
you can also rep it against various looks too. You know what I mean? That's why it still works. And I know this is going to sound sacrilegious, and I said it last week. I like the way Shane Waldron they make adjustments at halftime.
Yeah.
If you can combine, God forbid, hold your breath, Luke Getsy's first 15 with Shane Waldron's adjustments, you'd have a hell of an offensive coordinator.
I mean,
I don't want Luke Getsy back. I just want his first 15 play script design.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
Hey, I don't even know how Luke's doing. I know the Raiders are a mess. I don't know if it's all his fault out there, because I've watched some of their games, man. Their quarterback play is just god awful. It is so bad. And I almost got a feel for him, man. He's going into a situation where he's like, I got Devontae Adams. I'm supposed to have a good running back in Zamir White. I got a really damn good rookie tight end, but man, I just got nothing at quarterback. And I don't know, Antonio Pierce. I don't know, man, what's going on out there, man. But yeah, no, that'd be like the perfect, like kind of Frankenstein project. Is we're getting close to Halloween. Just get the first 15 from Getsy and kind of the halftime adjustments, because last year, I mean, a lot of us were saying the halftime adjustments just weren't there for this team. So
yeah, they were allergic to them or something.
Yeah,
damn sure doing it now, and I like it. Let's get to the other side of the ball, man. This defense, give me your assessment of the first 6 games. I mean, they, 12 games in a row for opponents. Obviously, going back to last season, 21 points or less. This defense looks good in my eyes. Give me your take.
Yeah, and it's been elite all year, I believe. I mean, looking at them, what they did against Houston, I know Houston struggled recently, but that's kind of where that week 2, not really giving up a lot of second half points, keeping them in the game. They were kind of just waiting for the offense, man, to kind of click. And they said it too. They're like, we're doing our job too. And they weren't panicking about the offense or anything like that. So yeah, they're playing at an elite level. And I think, even last week or 2 weeks ago, whatever the last game was, bye week kind of just blurs in there, but they were down 3 starters in that secondary. And Matty Rufus said, before the game, was like, we don't really see it as a downgrade. We trust Jalen Jones. We trust Elijah Hicks. Josh Blackwell came in. He got an INT. Hicks recovered a fumble. Jalen Jones has been really good on special teams. He was picked out a little bit, but he played well, I think, overall. So they're really comfortable with their depth. They're really comfortable with how elite this defense is. Now they could get better against the run. That's obviously something that's going to be addressed here. They got to be better against the run, because they got the Lions twice. They got Josh Jacobs twice. The Vikings have a good run.
Aaron Jones twice.
Aaron Jones. If McCaffrey's back, they got him. The Seahawks have a good running back. Jaden Daniels, if he plays. So yeah, they got to shore up that run. Once they can shore up that run, man, and they can kind of figure that out, I think take it to the next level. Playing like a top 5 defense for sure. And I think that next level is getting to be top 3 or number 1. I think that's reachable. I don't think that's not reachable at all.
I think they can get to the top 3 and not be number 2 or 3 either. I think the depth. I mean, Jalen Johnson's given up like 50 yards all year.
They just don't throw.
It's literally a shutdown.
Yeah.
And it's a great sign of respect. But as a DB, like, you got to get frustrated. Like, dude, give me some action,
right?
And stop these hitches, because I'm gonna rally up and tackle him for the 3-yard gain that he got when he caught it. I do love the secondary and how those guys, you mentioned them, Blackman, Hicks, those guys came in and just seamlessly seamlessly came in and did a number on this on this Jaguar team. Again, Jacksonville's not good, but again, we can't pick who we play.
They got some good wide. I mean, Brian Thomas is going to be a stud wide receiver.
Hopefully, yeah. He was. I was hoping the Bears could get him somehow, some way.
Yeah, I mean, they got some talent down there. They're just kind of a mess.
Yeah. So before I let you go, last question. Give me your thoughts with Caleb. Where do you think his ceiling can be by the end of this season? Not career wise, just by the end of the season. How much more improved can this offense be with him at the helm?
I mean, it could get better. I mean, it could get even better, which is kind of scary. I think end of the season, the ceiling, probably top 10 quarterback. I hate to do like the rankings thing because I think it changes every week.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, top 10, top 5, potentially by the end of the year. That's kind of a higher goal because it's just his rookie year. I mean, it's still – it's still,
we should have about 8 to 10 more years of him left.
Yes, exactly. But I think, honestly, man, they're on the right path. Like everything is seemingly going good. Now, I'll advise this. There's going to be mistakes. They're probably going to lose a game that's going to be close at the end, there's a mistake made or something. That happens. The NFL, it's a rookie. But everything I've seen so far, he's on the right track to being, a star in this league.
I do too. I agree with you on that one. I think they planned it out right. I think they could have done things better. Again, getting him more preseason reps and things like that. But you coaching. My thing, dude. Coaching matters.
Yeah.
And when you having a good offensive coordinator, I guess thank God Shane Waldron really is come around and started maximizing his ability.
Yep.
Using his strengths. That's a crazy idea. Use the strengths of your players.
Yep.
So and I think his kid can be unbelievable. And everyone knows I'm a Justin guy. Everyone knows I'm a Justin guy. And it was never about the talent of Caleb. I never doubted his talent. That was unquestionable. That was not in question. And he's living up to a lot of the hype right now. I don't know about all of it, but he's living up to a lot of it. And I think with his defense, with his run game, man, and the unselfishness of the wide receivers, because they're not. I mean, they're all way below career numbers. That DJ had and the numbers that Keenan had last year, way below it. But man, they're fired up for each other, and I think, and that's the thing that you want with a championship team is don't worry about the individual stats. The last stat you want to win is the last game of the year, and I think they're en route to it. Not this year, but I think next year they'll be serious contenders. So
yeah, I agree. I think that's the plan too. I mean, it's fun this year, and they go to the playoffs. That's a big bonus. But yeah, next year should be serious contenders.
Last question before we let you go. This is for real. Last question. Do you think any moves will be made at the trade deadline?
Oh man, if so, I think it'd be. We saw that report from Rappaport that they, were shopping or had teams inquire about Nate Davis, and Khalil Herbert. If you could get a pick for Nate Davis, I would do it in a heartbeat because I do think it's gonna be the end of him here anyway after this year.
Yep.
Khalil Herbert's the interesting one. I mean, I know they like him, but man, they're just not getting him involved. I would not trade him. I saw that report that they trade him to Minnesota. I would not trade him to Minnesota. That doesn't make any sense. I do think they'll either ship someone out or if they get some help on the defensive line, whether it's another pass rusher, maybe another guy up front. You can never have too much depth. Those are probably the two areas I'd look at. The defensive line, and then potentially getting rid of Nate Davis or Khalil Herbert. I think those are probably be it. I'd be shocked if there's anything else crazy.
Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't. Me personally, I wouldn't trade Khalil Herbert. Roschon Johnson's one concussion away from not being able to play.
Yeah,
and you're going to need, I think you're going to need him. I personally would just hold on to him. But cool, man. Hey, great stuff. I really appreciate it. Do me a favor, though, Zach. Let everybody know where they can find you and your work online.
Yeah, you could follow me on Twitter at Zack, ZACK_Pearson. You can read my work on bearreport.com, and you can follow the Bear Report on Twitter. It's just Bear Report.
Great stuff, buddy. Hey, we'll be in touch soon. Bear the freak down. I'm looking forward to them handling these Washington Commanders.
It's be a good one this week. Let's see if Jaden plays.
Yep.
Take it easy, man.
Thank you, bud. Guys, that's Zack Pearson from bearreport.com talking Bears football with your boy. We got to take a quick break. All right, real quick break. On the other side of the break, we'll finish up with more Bears talk. All right, so don't go anywhere, folks. Keep it locked right here. Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago.
Hey, it's your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms. On Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel, you can find us at Sports Zone Chicago. And on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
Time out. How are you feeling right now? Happy? Excited? Angry? Overwhelmed? One of the best things you can do for your mind health is to name what you're feeling. It can sharpen your awareness and help you talk about your feelings with someone you trust. Here are 3 questions to ask yourself. Where are your thoughts right now? In the past, the present, the future? Do you notice any sensations in your body? Is your heart beating fast? Is there a flutter in your stomach? Or are you fully relaxed? What do you need right now? Time with others? Time to yourself? Remember, there's power in this awareness. So find ways to identify what you're feeling today.
Hi, guys. Hey. Hi, Megan. Hey, Jessica. Megan, you're a tramp. Ryan Fitch told me you guys made out. Everybody knows. He said your breath smells like garbage. And he almost puked. He says you're the most desperate girl he knows, besides your mom. How many boyfriends does she have anyway? Lots? Your makeup makes you look like a clown. That zit is huge, zit face.
Hey, bud, what you doing?
I'm playing with cars.
Cars? Can you show me what a car does? Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on a second. First of all, this is a school zone. So you need to put down your cell phone, stop texting, and let's get to driving. Now you're coming up to a stop sign, right? You need to slow down and stop before you hit that Y line. I want you to look left, right, left. You don't want to get hit by a car going on your left and to your right to make sure you don't get sideswiped by a guy coming from your right. You're coming, and you see a crosswalk. You better slow your horses down because the #1 rule of driving is always yield to pedestrians. Now stop, pull over, and you are done driving. Gosh, what do they teach you kids in school nowadays?
For the ATL, it's another run for Swift around the left edge. He gains the corner and the first down.
The quarterback position.
Williams looking deep, looking for somebody, looking for room. Finds it, and he's got a lot of room in front of him. Caleb Williams slides down right around the logo. Williams still has it over the middle. That's grabbed by Adunze.
They know exactly where they want to go with the football.
Williams, there's Keenan Allen. He went to the old vet on a 3rd and 5, and Matt Eberflus fires off one of those 2 remaining timeouts.
There's the Ditka. You saw the Ditkas to the stand. Welcome back to Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. Those clips courtesy of the NFL Network. Those were our boys across the pond on Sunday, or last Sunday, I should say. And yeah, big win over the Jacksonville Jags. And just got done with, excuse me, just got done with Zack Pearson from BearReport.com. Make sure you follow him on Twitter at Zack_Pearson, at ZACK_PEARSON. I'm looking forward to this week. A lot of different storylines that they have going into the game. All right, obviously number 1, number 2 overall picks, I should say. And so we got to see how healthy Jaden Daniels is. I think Jaden Daniels is having a great year. And people, listen, don't be disenfranchised because he may, there may be more wow plays. Okay. Let's remember And this is the thing that we have to remember, and we have to stop the craziness. The number one stat for quarterbacks is wins. Okay. Do they lead their team to victory? All right. Do they do things to help their team win? And sometimes you're not. Hell, Patrick Mahomes yesterday. All right. Just look at that game yesterday. Patrick Mahomes had a shit game yesterday. Okay. But I'll tell you what, I know he'll take it. He will take it. And that's the thing. And that's the thing is like you have to understand that your job is to win games, period. And when you win games, you move on. Everybody's happy. Now it's the normal, it's the average Joe that everybody wants to say, oh, the fantasy world that we live in. Oh, he's got to have this. He's got to have that. And this is how you judge people by. Patrick Mahomes was 16 of 27 for 154 yards, no touchdowns, 2 picks. His rating was 44.4. But you know what? They won. He ran for a touchdown. Boko Hardman ran for a touchdown. Kareem Hunt ran for 2. Okay? That's the most important thing. Are you winning? Okay? And I know people are quick to say, well, he could throw the ball all over the place. Yeah, but he hasn't done that recently. Last couple of years, it's been, Isaiah Pacheco. How big of a Isaiah? Let me tell you something. Isaiah Pacheco is Kareem Hunt 2.0. Because many of you don't remember. When did they win their first Super Bowl? 5 years ago? He came out with Mitch, so 16, 17? Yeah, 2017, was that the draft? The 2017 quarterback. Let me see. NFL. Not day after draft. Oh, silly me. I hit the wrong one. Was that it? Here we go. Mitch. Patrick Mahomes. Okay. 2017 draft. So 2018, 2019 is when he won his first Super Bowl. Do you know who? Seen NFL. I want to double check it, but let me see. 2019 NFL season. Kareem Hunt had a year. He had a year. And people keep forgetting about that. They keep forgetting the fact that Kareem Hunt, I think he had when did Kareem Hunt? Here, I'll do it this way. Yeah. Here we go. 2017. All right. 1,300 yards. All right. 2018. 800 yards. Then he goes to Cleveland. All right. This guy, you got to understand how the run game, how vital that is. How vital that is. All right. Again, we're not worried. I know we all want to see our quarterback come back in, 2 minutes down, 60 yards to go, 70 yards to go, lead a comeback. All right, but there's a lot to be said for not putting yourself in that position. All right, there's a lot to be said for that. Okay. Your ability to stay ahead of the sticks, your ability to get a lead, maintain the lead, milk the clock when necessary, forming an offense, that's huge. That's huge. And what this Bears team is doing now is they're starting to get it. So, Jonathan Allen's going to be out. Okay. This is another storyline. Their defensive line, 3/4 of them are gone from last year. All you have are Daron Payne, if I'm not mistaken. He's still there, I think. All right, but you got rid of your ends. Now I want to see Daron Payne. So here's the thing. The Bears should be able to run the ball. Yeah, he's still with Washington. So Daron Payne's the only guy left from that fearsome foursome that they had. So you better be able to run the ball. If you run the ball, man, so many things open up. And if Jaden Daniels plays, okay, first of all, Washington shouldn't be able to stop our run. That's going to destroy that pass rush, which is non-existent because they traded away, got rid of three-fourths of that of the defensive line is gone. 2 traded, 1 to injury. So they better not try and have a shootout with us because that plays right into our hands. That plays right into our hands. All right, we got a good run game. Our passing game is fine, but guess what we got? We got a defense that is one of the best in the NFL. So you want to put a rookie quarterback up against our defense. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. Our defense is no joke. Our defense is elite. I think it plays right into our hands, and I think it gives us an advantage if they think they want to shoot out. But our defense isn't going to allow a shootout. I don't believe that they're going to give up 21 points again. I mean, it's 12 in a row. 12 games in a row that they've allowed 21 points or less. I think they're going to keep them under 21 points. Jaden Daniels, you thought you got hit before? Just wait. The way this defense has been playing, and this is where, again, I got to tip my hat to Coach Eberflus. They give respect to every single opponent that they have. They don't overlook anybody. They don't shortcut or shortchange their preparation for anybody, and you see it. How do you see it? You don't see people in the right places. In the wrong place. You don't see blown coverages. You don't see miscommunication. Oh, man, I thought it was man and it's zone. I thought it was zone and it's man. You don't see that. These guys are prepared and prepared well. But not only that, how many times do you see the peanut punch? A good 20 times a game. Now, they might not get the ball out, but you see it. The fumble, TJ Edwards. Fumble. Caused the fumble. Why? The receiver is stumbling. He's about to go down, so he didn't really have to tackle him, maybe just push him. But what does he do? He punches that ball out. Ball comes out. Bears get it. The level of preparation that Matt Eberflus has these guys that has these guys at is second to none. The level of preparation that he puts them through, that he gets these guys, it's second to none. Because you don't see him cut corners. You don't see him take chances. They're fundamentally sound. And they are one of the best teams. Did I save it? Let me double check. They are one of the best teams when it comes to tackling the football. One of the best teams. They don't miss a lot of tackles. They don't miss them. And that is important. Getting there Being in the right spot is one thing. Bringing a man down is another. And the Bears are the best tackling team. They have the smallest percentage of missed tackles in the NFL. I should have saved it and used it for today. But why is that? Because that's fun. That's fundamentals. You break down, keep people inside of you. First person, hold on. Second, let the troops rally. Here comes the caravan. Okay, they're doing that. They're knocking the ball out. First guy holds them. Second one knock the ball out. I love the way Eberflus has these boys ready to play every day, every week. So if they do lose, it's going to be a one-score game. You're not going to be blown out. I don't think they're going to lose this week. I think the Commanders are a good team. I think the Commanders have an extremely talented young quarterback. I think they have some talented wide receivers and Scary Terry. And then there's one more. I can't think of the other receiver's name. But I'm not worried about them because of our defense. I'm not worried because our defense has played very, very, very well. If they get through this game, these next two games, again, as long as Eberflus has them prepared and make sure that they respect the Arizona Cardinals, make sure you respect the New England Patriots, doesn't matter the record. If they make sure that they respect their opponent, the Bears will blow all three of these teams out. And what that's going to do is that's going to give this offense so much more confidence. That's going to help build chemistry, build familiarity, build comfortability. Caleb's going to is going to exhale and start playing freer and looser. And that's what I wanted. By the end of this first 10 weeks, end of these first 9 games, I wanted Caleb and that offense to be humming efficiently. Now, I said it last week. One of the things I want them to do, I want them to start to throw the ball down the field more. And it's funny, you heard it here first, and I listened to Coach Wanstead yesterday. That's what he said. I'm like, yeah, coaches think alike. I wanted to start to throw intermediate to deeper balls. I wanted the big plays, throw the ball downfield. You know, the one to Caleb would have been a great one, but that should have been a fastball. That's got to come out 100 miles an hour. He acknowledged it. He made the mistake. Now let's see if he said he would never do stuff again. He would never do that again. Let's see. There's going to be a situation where he's going to have that whole shot in the cover 2. Get it there. Luis Mejia checking in. What's up, Papa? Good morning. Thank you for tuning in. Don't worry. I appreciate it. He said he had to work. He said, what's up with Brisker? Well, hopefully we're able to get him back. And that's what many people, me included, why we were thankful for the bye this week. Brisker should be able to come back off of concussion protocol. Tyreek Stevens should be able to come back with the hammy, I think it was. Kyler Gordon should be able to come back. This came at the right time for us to get healthy. 3 games that we should win, that will, one, at least 2, but hopefully 3 games in the win column. Okay. But 2, get everybody more confident in themselves. Going into that gauntlet, 6 division games in the last 8. Now there's no apprehension going up against Green Bay because you're on a roll. Because you win these last 3, that's a 6-game winning streak that we have. 6-game winning streak. That's not easy in the NFL. And I don't care what you say. Well, it was only them. It was only this. It was only them. You never know how good a team's going to be until you play them. You never know. And this is why, remember when people, they ask, well, what's the record going to be? I'm like, I don't know. Like, it's tough to tell. Like, you don't know who's going to be good, who's going to be bad. Look at the Washington Commanders. We thought the Commanders were going to be a cream puff, a walk in the park. Not so. We thought the Rams were going to be much better. Not so. We thought Houston was going to be really, really good. Not so. We thought San Francisco was going to be the cream of the crop in the NFC. Not so. Now with the injuries, now with McCaffrey out, now with Debo out yesterday, Brandon Ayuk going out. So that's why I say I hate when they say, well, the Bears are such and such. I mean, I'll do it. But as the season goes on, you see how teams are different. Hell, almost everybody's back for the Bears this year. We're not the number one run defense in the NFL like we were last year, and everybody's back, play caller included. We're okay against the run. We're not dominant like we were last year, and everything's the same. So I said it's tough to say who's a gimme, who's not, because there really are no gimmies. Really are no gimmies. But let's get excited about it. I know it's only Monday. We still got two Monday Night Football, the Harbaugh brothers. Who's John's up first in his game, and then the next game is Jim with the Chargers. And then next week we can focus on it because, well, this is the day off for the players next week. I mean, tomorrow. And then Wednesday we can get back to it, get back to focus. They'll be in practice. We'll be back to it's a normal game week, except no film today. Or actually, they might even come in for film. Who knows? We'll walk through. But man, 3 hours is coming and going. I want to thank my guest, Darnell Mayberry from The Athletic. We came on to talk Bulls with everybody with us. Man, great stuff. You heard him here. He said they're going to be they're going to be an exciting team. Just might not win a lot of games. Just might not win a lot of games. It happens. But not confused. I am anxious. Excited to see what Lonzo Ball can do to this team. Can do for this team. Really excited. So Darnell Mayberry joined us. And then I want to thank my man, Zack Pearson. Zack Pearson from BearReport.com coming out talking Bears with your boy. Great stuff, Darnell, Zack. We appreciate it. Guys, this show will be replayed tonight at 6 p.m. Also, make sure that you tune back in at Sports Zone Chicago at 12:15. Sid and Lakina are going to take you on another 2-hour tour of Chicago sports talk. So for everyone here at Sports Zone Chicago, guys, you have a phenomenal weekend. It's supposed to hit 80 again today before the cool down. 80 degrees when I'll tell it. Yes, high of 80 out here in Orland. Get out there, enjoy the last nice day because it's going to be 72 tomorrow, 64 Wednesday, 66 Thursday, 63 Friday, 59 Saturday, 58 Sunday, 66 Monday. Whew, we're dropping. Man, we're dropping like it's cold. So, guys, have a phenomenal day. Everybody, be safe. Let your loved ones know you love them. Okay? Because tomorrow's not promised to anybody. Your boy, the SuperBack. I am out.